gracious.
Even back in high school, Jennifer inspired more than
Cambié la imagen por vender Bitcoin.
What's going on? Welcome to Growing Up Latina. I am your host, Ali B, and today we have a special guest. We have Elsa y Elmar. How are you?
Hola, Ali. I am fine. I am happy to be here with you. Excited for our conversation.
Yes, I'm so excited. So you're in Mexico City.
I am in Mexico City in my cozy studio. Yeah.
So how long have you been in Mexico City for?
I've been living here since 2018, since February 2018. And since 2020, since June 2020, I kind of divided my life between Colombia and Mexico City, to my hometowns, Bucaramanga and Mexico City.
How do you like it so far?
I'm loving it because Mexico gives me excitement. It gives me a lot of movement. It gives me tons of activities. Seeing people, just getting like, um, how do you say that? Stimulated. And Colombia, Bucaramanga gives me just like family calm. It gives me a lot of couch time. A lot of time to just like exist and not do much, which to me is very necessary because I'm not the type of person who is always on the go. So I need to take my time.
Yes, that's so important. I want you to take me back to Colombia. Take me
Okay.
back to like baby Elsa. Like, what are some of the things that you were doing? Like, what were you into? What kind of hobbies were you into? What was your family
Wow.
like? Like, take me back to baby you.
So I was born in Bucaramanga, Colombia, which is a small city. With it's like a city with like three cities around, and it's like a million people. And I grew in the countryside of this city, which meant in a place that was very underdeveloped. So I was by myself a lot. When I was three, I moved to this countryside. So in a way, I was like isolated from the city life, whatever kind of city life we could have there.
Hmm.
Um, my life has always moved around my obsession with music, which has been like I guess one of the only like constants in my life is my obsession with music. But I do not come from a musical family. Like music has always been my thing, and then that was my games, and I would watch and only watch MTV, and like I would get so excited about like the top tens, in MTV, and once they were done, I would move to the other channel to see what was there. I would play with my grandfather's album collection. They lived next door. I would play with my father's CDs. I would force my little brother's friends to like go and dance with me before they could play soccer or whatever. So I was just a weird kid. I not like I was able to, of course, have my friends, socialize, blah blah blah. But I had always this creative side of me that made me different. Like um, yeah, I always had this different thing in me, this different interest, from in clothing, in how I dressed, in how I spent my time, in the kind of music I listened to.
What kind
Yeah,
of
so
music were you listening to like during that time?
everything.
Yeah.
I would be listening to the Beatles, Janis Joplin when I was a teenager, all of this 60s music. I don't know, Jefferson Airplane, all that thing. Because my dad was a Beatles fan, so I grew up just like listening here and there, some Beatles songs. And then when I was a teenager, I really got into them. But I also loved Latin pop. Like my mom's a Latin pop lover, so I would sing Alejandro Sanz, Alejandro Fernandez, Sin Bandera, like all of these, Latin pop glorious times. I was a fan of Shakira, of course.
Hmm.
Um and then I had this just weird side of me of what my grandparents liked. So, because I am very close to them. So, yeah, my grandparents likes. So I would just go
Yeah.
over my grandpa's album collection and listen, and some of it was like horrible, but other I remember loving and just picking some songs and like listening to them.
Well, if you didn't come from a musical background, but you had this love and this passion for music, did you feel like during this time that you were like kind of misunderstood? Like, did you feel like people did not understand like how passionate you really were about this music?
Yeah,
And
you said it
maybe up to
well.
the point that you wanted to make it a career?
You said it well. Like I wasn't rejected. I was applauded, and oh, how fun! The crazy, crazy little Elsa making up songs and, just performing for the family and in her room and writing songs. That was something I did by myself because I didn't have many people around me to share the love of music with. When it was weird was when I was like 16 and everyone started asking, okay, what are you going to do when you grow up? What are you going to study? Are you going to college? What are you going to study? And I was like, what is this question? So that's when it wasn't a joke anymore, right? Like they were like, oh, but like you're going to study, I don't know, something else, right? I remember my dad trying to get me to go to one of his friends to get, like a how do you say that? These tests that say what you
Uh-huh.
can study and that thing. And I was like, what's up with people? Like it's just so obvious. So
Yeah.
that it was a
Yeah.
bit weird. Yeah, but I made my way. I caved. I forced them to support me. To be
Yeah.
honest.
You know, it's so funny because that kind of happened to me growing up. I really wanted to be an actress, and nobody in my family was acting. And I literally told my mom, like, listen, I would rather get my GED if I don't go to school for acting. And my
Uh-huh.
mom took that so serious that she was like, oh no, let's put her in acting school because I do not want my daughter to like take her GED. I want her to study. But when you're in a creative space and you have those influences, it kind of it does something to you creatively. So who did you have around you that you can bounce creative ideas, right? Because maybe it wasn't your family, but was it
Yeah.
friends? Like, did you have anyone that you even said to yourself, like, hey, I think I want to take this music thing serious now?
Yeah, you know what? Now that I think of when I was a teenager, I had one friend that knew three chords in the guitar, and with him, I played the guitar and I played whenever I could in school. And at school, I had like I was in a small school, but girls especially were super into me.
Yeah.
So I would write songs for them, and they would be friends. I would have like friends from like older, like older generations,
Yeah.
and I would write songs for them. Like I would change the lyrics for, I don't know, I'd get the karaoke's for, I don't know, Antología de Shakira, and they would be like, oh, my boyfriend's going out for a year to study where whatever, and like, could you please like write a song and like please, and I would like, of course, and I would
So
change
you
the
was a
lyrics.
songwriter back then?
Yeah. And
I
I would
love
like
this.
personalized songs, and they would love
Yes.
it. So was so excited by them loving it. So I would send my songs to my friends. Like they didn't know shit about music, but they were like fans of what I did. Nobody knew. So I guess
That's
that gave
amazing.
me a bit of like the excitement, of
Yeah.
that kind of like showed me very intuitively the how fun it is to share music. So
Yes.
yeah.
And that's interesting that you say that because most songwriters, they don't like they can write for themselves, but when they have to give their art away to someone, it kind of like does something because they're so connected to that music that they're like, I'm not sure if I want to give this away. So most songwriters actually they sit on their projects for a while before
Yeah.
they actually give it out. I'm just interested, like what kind of like what kind of songs were you writing about? Like what was the theme of this?
Oh,
Was
it
it
was
heartbreak?
always
Was it
love.
love? Yeah.
Always love. It was like gifts that my friends wanted to give to their boyfriends or mostly boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like you can give them like a personalized song, right?
Song.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
remember when they were going away, because most uh, people when they graduated high school used to go to Bogota to like probably go to bigger universities or whatever. So that was always a moment in my city where your boyfriend or girlfriend went, if you stayed, went to Bogota, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would give them, make them their songs, you know, and I never felt that I wanted to keep them because they were like actually made for them. Like it was for them. They would tell me, "Oh, he's going away, blah 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 blah. Can you mention this and this and this?" And I would like make that. And to these days, some of they say that they still like sing when they hear the song on the radio or something. They sing the lyrics I made
Yeah.
for
When
those
you
songs.
when you write music now, are you drawing from personal experiences?
Yeah, when it's for me,
Mm-hmm.
100%. It's not like sometimes, like last week, I was going through some deep shit, and I just, oh, I experienced the most awesome feeling in the world, which is like this is about me, you know, like this is all me here, like this is exactly what I need to say. But other times you just like grab things from personal experience, but it's not like every line is from personal experience. And sometimes with me, when I'm writing for other artists, which is something that I really enjoy doing because I enjoy the generosity when it's not about me. um
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, I don't really add much of my personal experience, but I guess of course it's somewhere in there. So in a way.
I feel like it's like a mix of vulnerability, um, empowerment, but also like raw and honest. And that's why I asked that, like, how much are you drawing from your own personal experience? Because it is a mixture. I feel
Yeah,
like I don't think it's like one set thing, but most artists, when they are drawing from their personal experience, they say like that's like the most powerful place to
exactly.
like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, like I said, last week I had that and I hadn't had that in a while. And it, oh, it's so nice. You just feel like it's pouring out of somewhere magical. You don't even have to
Yeah.
think because you just need it written down. It's so powerful.
But what do you think that is? Because it doesn't sound like it happens all the time to you.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And nowadays that the music industry is so demanding,
Yeah.
and that we need to be thinking about writing a lot of time, like a lot of like very frequently.
Yes.
Um, it's fun because it becomes also like a very nice discipline, but how much drama can you have in your life, you know, like how many times of just needing to pour your heart there do you need, like, can you like support, like can you just like, you know, like handle, you know, like so yeah, it's weird, it's weird. And nowadays that we have the songwriting camps or sessions, um scenario that are awesome because you get to like be inspired and be nurtured by other artists. It it's fun.
How does that work? I'm curious. Like when you have like your songwriting camps, like how does that work? Do you give them like a scenario like, hey, so I'm going through this today, or I feel like this, or I want to sing about this? Like, how does that work? Because you saw like a lot of like noise around Jennifer Lopez when she had her writing camp and she bought out the book that she that Ben Affleck gave her. So I wonder like how is that process like for you?
Yeah, it's weird to me.
Yeah.
It's weird because usually you don't know the people who are going there, so it's weird to find vulnerability. It's weird to like to open up. These songwriting camps are weird because you don't know the people you're with usually. um it's different when you go as an artist or when you go as a songwriter. I've experienced both. And no, actually, I've never done a camp for myself and as an artist. I've done a lot of songwriting sessions, but I've been to camps for other artists.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to me it's kind of refreshing because it doesn't have to be about me, so it's cool. I did this song in a Jimena Sariñana camp, and she would just tell us like, hey, I just wanted to write about this and this and this, and about this thing that I'm going through with my husband or whatever. And like, yeah, let's try to keep it. Or with, I don't know, with a friend of mine, uh, I've written a lot of songs for a friend of mine that is in RBD, and it's beautiful because I get to be like a channel. And I really enjoy it because it's him giving me the context to, in a way, speak for him. And then he really, when he adds things, it's so perfect. And I enjoy it. And in camps for me, I usually do it with other artists that
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get to know or collaborate, or just that I just admire and want to like get to, learn from them. mm, and that one is, you get nervous, but usually nice. Like when you're like very intuitive with the kind of artists that you get to write with, or that you write with,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like picky, usually very cool things come out of these sessions.
I love that. Let me ask, because like again, now this is a business for you, right? Like, yes, you are passionate, yes, you love what you do, but then there's also a business side to this where there's marketing, there's agendas involved, right? Like there's other people,
Yeah.
there's other chefs in the kitchen
Oh
trying to
yeah.
make this project amazing, and also deliver it in a way where it's still very relatable to your audience, right? Because that, I think that's like the most important thing, making sure that you
Yeah.
can still relate. Do you ever get frustrated with the music industry as a whole? Like, at what point does your passion, does it supersede whatever this business side is for you? Or are you still very much like, I have a handle on this business, I know what's going on, I'm going to do what's best for me, I don't care
Mm.
what's happening out there, but I have a connection with me and my audience?
Huh. Wow, that this one's hard. I never get frustrated on music or with art because that's what keeps me going. Like the urge to just like materialize, like to see it like from the beginning to completion. It's just so empowering. It's, you just feel alive. I just feel alive. And I am a part of the music industry because I need to be a part of this industry to keep making art, right? So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I am a player here, because I need to fund my project, my life, my artistry, my process, my artistic needs, whatever. Um, I am very, um, I've learned to be very intuitive with the decisions I need to make to feel safe and to feel that it's a fair game.
Hmm.
It's been hard because this music is built to make a lot of people rich. um yeah, because it deals with very big words, like fame and money and recognition and power. Because of those things, it is a hard industry to navigate because it has a lot of gatekeepers, um and I'm bad at playing those games. I just
Hmm.
don't like to play games. I'm just here to make music, And whenever I've tried to play games, say like being a part of a label and trying to play the famous artist, just feels too stupid to me.
Yeah.
Um, pointless. So I usually end up backing up. So it's frustrating because I want to be a part of it,
Hmm.
because I need to be a part and I would like to be a part. But at the same time, it's frustrating because it is just hard. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a creepy industry. If you want to escalate
And
some
I think
people's
that's a
journey.
very honest answer, by the way. I love that answer.
Yeah, and it frustrates me because I want both things.
Yeah.
um but I feel blessed that I've been doing this for 10 years nonstop. And that's a blessing, because good or bad, I've been able to do it, and good or
And
bad, I'm a player. So
I
yeah.
love that. I love that, just even saying like I've been in this game for 10 years. So, just looking back on your journey, what has been some of the most unexpected lessons that you've learned along the way, whether it's in music or just the process of the industry that has shaped who you are today?
um, I feel one of the biggest lessons I've learned is to never um, agree, or es que como conformarme. I don't know the
To
word.
conform. Mhm.
Never conform or
Mhm.
never agree to something that deep down feels that's just not right, even if it is working with someone, or even if it is like a strategic move, or even if it is like working with this artist that's gonna benefit me, or whatever it is. Or even like in the, I don't know, like fashion side of it, like even if I don't like an outfit, or even if I don't like anything. um I'm the one who is out there. It's my name, the one that is out there. I'm the one who is
Absolutely.
taking the storm of work, of everything. Like, there's always so many people involved, but in the end, you're the one whose face is there, right?
Yep.
um so I've learned to take care of myself, and to be very, yeah, very serious about that care that I need to take, in every aspect.
Right. And I think also too, like, that's important because this industry will kind of pressure you to conform. How do you feel you stay true to your authentic voice and to your sound that you've cultivated over these years?
How do I mean, the art, the visuals are just not up for anyone that I don't trust or want to modify or change. Like, I truly feel confident in them. Doesn't mean that they don't, doesn't frustrate me. Like, I mean, I get frustrated, of course.
Of course, yeah.
um but they're not up for change.
I
mm,
like that. You putting your foot down. Like, this is not up for
yeah,
public opinions. This is
exactly.
my stuff.
Although I die for public opinion, you know what I mean? It's always like a
Yeah, yeah.
contradiction. Like, I love public opinion, and I love, acceptance and everything, but I've became very, very, very careful of whose opinion I listen to, especially during the creative process, or during
Yeah.
the before the music is shared. Like, I don't let people in
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. I like that you are standing on business, right? And you're just saying like no, like only the people that should need to hear this are the people that are going to hear this. Um 6 Latin Grammy nominations, that's not a small thing. That's
Yeah,
no small thing, right? That's like
yeah.
a big deal. Like how do you process this? Like when you even hear that like hey, you just got nominated for a
I
Grammy,
don't
like
process it. I
you
don't process
don't?
it. Nah, I don't. I don't.
No?
I really don't. I
Why?
don't.
What do you mean? That's like a huge, like people don't even get to that point.
I don't process it because I mean,
Did you ever imagine in a million years that you would even be nominated, not for one, but for six Latin Grammy nominated? Was that, because you have a vision and you have
yeah.
dreams, but you only
No,
think
I
and dream
never
up
did.
until a certain point. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's why I don't process it, because I never imagined it. If it had been on my
Yeah.
bucket list or something, I would be super like, like, yes, I got it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just feel like, what?
Right,
Wow, it's crazy because sometimes most of the moves I make are not compatible with being there. So I just feel it feels nice to be able to, like I say, to be a player um in those scenarios. Yeah. And but I don't focus my work on that, really. Like, I really
right.
focus my work on the music. Like, I would change, like, like, I would change the six nominations for just like making sure my shows are sold out, because
Right.
they don't usually mean the same.
Mm-hmm.
um so I'm just all about sharing the music. That's my obsession. And seeing how far it can get in terms of people listening to it. um and I
Well,
know that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, go
no,
ahead.
you said something interesting. You said that wasn't on your bucket list. So I'm just curious to know what is on your bucket list.
In my bucket list is to be able to build a fair, a healthy, and a big, or not big, but yeah, big or impactful music career. And music, yeah, music career. um yeah, I just, like, one of my biggest pleasures is to have an idea and be able to make it happen,
Mm-hmm.
that is like, oh, that is what I work for. That is what I want money for. That is, like, really, like, I just get so excited by, like, making things happen, making ideas happen. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really what moves me.
Let's go into your new album. So you actually put on your IG post, right? When you were talking about the album, you said that you had a word on your mind, and the word was faith.
Yeah.
Why'd you? I'm just curious. Like,
Oh, because
let's get into that.
this album was driven by faith. I mean, all the odds were against me. I was renegotiating an unfair record deal that I had signed. Um, nobody, like, that meant that that label wasn't going to put a dime to it. I was changing my team. I was, like, reconfiguring most of my work team. um anyone I told this album's vision was like, man, you're not gonna be able to make it, not even with a label or without it. Like, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
But I just grasped to the intuition that it was going to happen and that everything was going to fall into place. And it took me a lot of patience. Like, some days I was just like trying, just so tired of being patient. um but yeah, I focused on the music, I focused on creativity. That's what kept me positive and excited. And it was 1 year of creating the visual concept, and 2 years of making the music, and 2 years of just trusting, trusting life, trusting my purpose, trusting God, trusting that it was going to happen. And I'm glad it did.
I think it happened the way that it was supposed to happen. And I think that things are like really lining up for you. I think you just put so much not even so much work, but so much of yourself into this,
Yeah.
right? Like even when you break down the amount of years, like it took me a year to do the visuals, and the visuals for you play such a huge part in like this entire equation for you, from your style to like what the videos look like. Like explain to me that process. Like how involved are you in the visual aspect and the component of your art?
Oh, very involved. I'm
Yeah.
involved in everything. I'm very involved in absolutely everything. Everything. There's no place in my artistic world that I'm not fully aware of or that I don't understand. I don't even know how artists can be not aware, or
Right.
involved. I don't even understand how could you do it. That's another thing I don't get. Yeah.
Well, I think it's different for every artist. Like for you, you're heavily involved with both your music and visually what it looks like. For some artists, their only instrument is their voice, right? So
Yeah.
like if you can ask them about visuals and they're like, "Huh, like I just I just have a voice." So for you, it again, you have like this kind of like a double threat, right? Because you have the voice, but then you have like this fire style. Like no one literally looks like you. Like you're literally a one of one, right? And then you have these visuals that are like equally as powerful as the music. So I think that's just dope, and it's a true
Thank you.
testament to like where you're at in your life.
Thank
I want
you.
to get into this. You're welcome. I want to get into this U.S. tour.
Yay.
Talk to me about it. You said you want sold out shows and you're super excited. So talk to me about this US tour and what can we expect, and like what is the preparation process for you when going on tour?
Yeah, the US tour is exciting. Of course, like I said, one of my biggest dreams is sold out shows. Like yeah, I work hard and I really enjoy when you get to a show and everyone, and it's, like it's abundant for everyone, for the promoters, for myself, for the musicians, for everyone. It just feels so right. And it just creates like this awesome moment for the public, like it just feels so powerful. But I also think that the only way to value um, the sold outs is to build from zero, or
Yeah.
from like to understand why you really enjoy that
Yeah.
situation, no. um and the US tour is an awesome experiment that for years I've been delaying, to be honest,
Mhm.
because it felt um, I felt scared of doing a US tour before. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of physical exhaustion, but don't ask me why. I feel ready. Like it actually excites me. The fact
Do you
that
feel nervous at all? Like at all?
I feel nervous, and it's
Mhm.
a lot of doubt about how many people would be in each city. It's very, very scary. But at the same time, there's so much I can do, So I try to balance it out, like to talk to myself and be like, yes, that's scary. Yes, that's a scenario, but you are already there, So
Like we're gonna
that's
do it anyways.
exactly. I'm just that's how I'm like therapying myself.
Yeah.
Um, but it's exciting, and we're very excited to see that in a lot of cities it's selling very well. So it's like, what the hell, like in the US, like I have fans in Orlando. What the heck,
Yes, of
Uh,
course.
it's so crazy. Like I just like blows my mind. Um, and I get ready. First, I get psychologically ready because it's going to be a lot of work.
Yes.
This is going to be my longest tour run I've ever done in my life. Um, but I love touring and I love that feeling of where am I tonight? I really love that. Um, it's a lot of getting, my team also excited. It's a lot of work for all of us.
Yes.
Um, so I really like to get people excited, get people um to try to explain to them like how is it gonna be, get them all the information they need to feel that it's going to be fine, and just rehearsing the music and everything, the lights, the visuals, blah blah blah, and just going and making it.
Now, what's your favorite song to perform while on tour? Like, I wonder for you, like, what is like the your number one song that you just love to perform live, and
This
why?
this feels cliche, but we played for the first time the songs of Palacio, the album,
Hmm.
um, 2 weeks ago, and I really loved playing Palacio and another one that's called Sé porque sé. I was amazed of how powerful they are live, so I'm excited with those.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. We definitely have to put a link up of like all your dates. We are going to support you, just so you know. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, I want to get into some rapid fire questions.
Go go go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Tell me you're Latina without telling me you're Latina.
Be like, I.
Yep. What's your favorite Latin dish?
Oof. Oof. I would say arepas because I love arepas.
Do you cook, by the way?
Oh, I was a very good cook, but I got tired and I gave up. Yesterday, I
Okay.
realized I haven't cooked in 2 months, so this is so sad. But I'm very good.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Um, what does it mean to you to be Latina?
It just means to have this warmth, and this empathy, with others. That's very Latina.
Mm. What's one thing you need in the morning?
What, sorry?
What's one thing you need in the morning?
Ah, Mm, wow. I mean, one thing I really need is to pee. Other than that, I can deal without. But I
Yeah.
need to pee every morning.
What is something, yes, I agree with you. What is something you would want to work on that you haven't already?
I would like to work on music for a movie, on songs for a
Oh,
movie.
that would be so good.
Yeah, I would
I
love that.
literally can see this for you.
Me too. I
That's
just
that's cool.
I just figured that. Yeah.
That's cool. Um, we're gonna, by the way, we're gonna add that to your bucket list now,
Yes, me too. I was thinking that.
just so you know.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Um, I'm like, yeah, it's getting added in.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
if you had an opportunity to have the Last Supper with three Latinas, dead or alive, who would they be?
It would be with Celia Cruz. It would be with mm, Selena, of course, Quintanilla. And it would be with I don't know who else. Mm, I don't know, Selena, Celia Cruz, and I don't know, some random funny woman from some Caribbean island. I don't know, Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, but there's someone who makes us like laugh a lot.
Love it. What is this chapter of your life called?
Palacio, of course.
Of course. Is there anybody that you would want to collab musically with?
Oh, a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know who I think we would do a nice song, but this is like a huge dream with Carol G. I think we would make a beautiful song together.
Another bucket list. We're adding that in.
Another. I'm actually gonna write them down to have specifics
Please.
because
Yo,
I
I
wanna.
believe in writing. I
Yeah,
believe in the power of writing.
yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it right after we're done.
Good. Finish this sentence. Growing up Latina is.
Growing up with a bunch of family around, minding your business.
Facts. And if you could have one song for the rest of your life that you had to listen to, what would that song be?
It would be Te Busco de Celia Cruz.
Love it.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, so
Why
good.
that song? I'm just
I'm
curious.
obsessed since I discovered that song in my grandpa's albums, and I've loved it since. I love that song.
Love that. Okay. And one last message to your fans, the audience that's listening from Growing Up Latina. If you could leave us with one, whether it's a tip, a motivation, some inspiration, something.
Something. My inspiration would be, remember that there are always two options: to have a bad time or to make the best of what you got in any kind of situation. That's what I try to do. It's fucking hard, but I try and I encourage you.
And you're doing it. You are doing it.
I try.
I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for all your success and also what's to come. I'm super excited to see what we're going to be crossing off this bucket list. I feel like I could run this interview back a year from now because you're
Oh,
already going to be
imagine.
doing a song with Carol G and we're
I
going to
would
clip
die.
it up. Like,
Oh my
did you
god.
see?
Oh my god. I would be like crying. I would be like, can't take this interview, can't deal with it.
Thank you so much, Elsa y Elmar, for coming to Growing Up Latina. We love you and we appreciate you, and we will continue to support you. Thanks
Thank
again.
you. See you soon. Thank you so
Yes.
much.